Hello and welcome back to that Eurovision site, Eurovision with a Slice of Life. I'm Angus, he, him pronouns, and today I'm joined by
Daniel, he, him pronouns.
to be
And finger
talk
guns, apparently.
and finger guns. You know, we're the website of finger guns now. That's just who we are. And we will be talking about Eurosong, not to be confused with Eurosong. So we're talking about the Belgian selection, just to be clear. So yeah, the Belgian national final. We're recording this just after they showcased all their songs. The Belgium national final once again returning now that Flanders, VRT, are doing the organization. It's a bit of a chaotic style of format that they're doing, not as strange as in 2023, but still unique with the way they're splitting up the showcase and just the entire vibes of the thing, I would say.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it will just be one show. This should go out before the final, and one of the eight songs that is competing will be going to Eurovision for Belgium, unless disqualifications or other chaos happens, which this national final season has been standard. Now, Daniel, let's just begin with your general thoughts on what we have so far.
I've just gone onto my Eurovision World Odds calculator, and they're still at the top. I don't expect that to last based on what I saw, because there is nothing here that can win Eurovision. There is nothing here that can get close to winning Eurovision. So I just think that somebody put on a bunch of money for no reason and is now very scared.
Belgium really wants to win Eurovision, and they do convince themselves that they can win Eurovision.
Put the
Uh,
people in the selections then. You've got them.
look, my main thought, just like last time that we had the Belgian national final, is why are there no songs in Dutch? It's literally the Flemish
Yeah,
broadcaster.
yeah.
We have two songs in French, and the rest is in English. Where's the Dutch? Like even the phrase of Dutch, even none of it.
And there's songwriters from the Netherlands as well. Like, come on.
Yeah, and I mean most of these people are just like Flemish performers that we have the son of Louis Naves competing, or grandson of Louis Naves. There's a also famous dad in between.
First gen Nepo baby, impressive.
I mean, if you listen to the song Air Balloon, then that is the main takeaway, I think. Sorry to that man. I'm sure he's lovely, but yeah, actually, yeah, let's do it. So we have eight songs. What's your favorite one or two songs, and who do you think will win?
I don't think it's necessarily a particularly stacked field, but my favorite is Lee's with Perfectly Imperfect. But that's by no means saying it's the best thing ever. It's my favorite one of these,
This is not even
which
dabbing with faint praise anymore. This
I do quite like it. It's a Loc van der Runten song. I'm expected to like it, let's be real. But it is more my favorite based on how mixed my reactions are to the selection as a whole. There are some songs in here that I don't see how they are the eight best that have been received, and I don't see potential for even a qualification in most of them. However much Belgium may delude themselves.
we all okay. Again, this seems to have been more in Dutch language media that it was visible, but last year, 40 of years, Belgium genuinely thought they had a Eurovision winner on their hands with Musti. Even after the song came up until like the week before Eurovision. I remember seeing like when I ever saw the Belgian news or something, it was like, oh, we have a Eurovision winner on our hands. And I was just thoroughly confused by that. Now, I do like Musti. He has a great discography, and the song was all right. It was just never going to win Eurovision. There's no Eurovision in which that song would have won, and there's no Eurovision in which any of these songs are going to win. I do rate the qualification chances a bit higher, but that's mostly because I've been thoroughly unimpressed with a lot of other national finals. And I do think that some of these Belgian songs do bring something unique to the table insofar as what we can expect from this year's contest. Now, my favorite song is, I think, Désolé by Mentissa. And then the second place goes to Fia Papa by Le Manu. So I'm just going for the French songs. I guess I just don't want Belgians singing in English. My guess for the winner would be something slightly surprising. Maybe Jelle van Daal with Monster wouldn't be, and that wouldn't be a terrible choice. It's probably one of the least likely to qualify, on the other hand. So swings and roundabouts on that.
It would be a very Belgium choice, wouldn't it?
It would be. Um,
God, it took four people to write that.
um, Yeah, got this. Look, I know it's a showcase, so we don't really have staging. Although some of the artists definitely brought some level of staging. There's like the graphics are already sort of designed, but they're on a very small circular stage among the people, so it's difficult to say what it will look like. If you saw my reaction to the songs, you'll I did say that Le Manu will get completely lost on any stage that's bigger than this, which is basically any stage in the world if she's not flanked by at least five dancers. Because she will drown on stage, and that's not a dig against her stage presence or anything. It's just the kind of song that needs people. And that is something that Belgium has struggled with. They love to put a performer on their own on stage and just sink or swim. And usually it's sink there. They just don't have enough of a coastline in Belgium, I suppose. What really stood out to me was the singing, actually. A lot of the people are over singing. This feels like You Decide,
Yeah.
actually. They're singing like they're You Decide, right?
I think especially Stephanie, she was giving just too much. That,
Stephanie was
that's
fully doing too much.
that's not singing in cursive, that's singing in hieroglyphics.
Um, Even some of the songs like Matissa, Yella, we can basically name pretty much half of the songs are feature good vocal moments, but they get so telegraphed to the audience and then so overdone. That's also asking for problems with the singing, but they still have a week to figure it all out. And then we get the national final. The national final, which includes, wasn't there some interesting info about that? Or for the 1st of
Um,
February, or oh yeah, true. So the jury panel is at least interesting. So it's mostly just random Belgians in TV and music. But then we do have Gustav, Daddy with a Good Hat, Emily de Forest, who's now just apparently become a Eurovision judge while releasing new music on occasion. And most importantly, and am I going to say most talented of the bunch? Yes, I am, Meal.
if they want her that badly, just stick her in the show. No one will notice.
Let Gustav and Meal release another collab and just send that in.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Bernie Sanders was a lot of fun. I think another song like that could also do pretty well. Uh, so we've been rambling a bit, but this national final does deserve that. But I would love to know, what do you think of so they tooled around with the format a bit. What do you think of the current format of Eurosong België?
It is better than the old one, and that is the last nice thing I'm going to say about it. Because why is it? Why are you splitting 8 songs into 2 showcase shows? Why are you doing showcase shows at all in such a modern age where if you just put these out on like streaming a few weeks ago, it would be way better for the artists than just sticking them on the smallest stage I've ever seen in like some back studio in the middle of Belgium. And I feel like there's no hype for this because people haven't been given time to get excited because we've got next to no info about it. And we didn't even really know what the songs were going to be like until like the day of, and people were watching other things on those days. Like Luxembourg was yesterday, so most people were watching Luxembourg. People aren't going to tune in for four songs and apparently an EDM version of City Lights. As interesting as that does sound, people are going to go to see the show that actually has consequence, and that there have been shows that have actual consequence on both of the days that these are happening.
If you have such a relatively small national final, song-wise, and you want to do this kind of thing, they could have easily gone the UMK route,
Yeah,
and then I just split it over like 2 weeks, and then Monday through Thursday, and then you could have a little like recap on the Friday, which would be the showcase shows where they do the covers as well, and so that you get the full sort of live experience. This just feels like it fell apart a little bit. But I do like that they're trying. I do think that there's a genuine attempt at creating something good as a national final. I do wonder what exactly the goals are of VRT with this, because it doesn't give me the vibe of, oh, we're trying to celebrate up and comers fully. It doesn't give me the idea that they're really trying to be like, this is the best Belgian song of the year, and doesn't fully feel like, oh, we're trying to pick the best song for Eurovision either. It feels a bit of as if they're still trying to figure out their approach, and they will need to figure it out if they want to get good results, because they lucked into a good result with Gustav. They fully lucked into that good result with Gustav, and that's also fully on the back of Gustav just being an amazing performer and just having a true vision that he brought to Eurovision. Do you have any thoughts? I feel we have a lot to get out of our system, but
yeah.
nowhere to put it.
You said before you are the Dutch broadcaster. You should be bringing Dutch songs the same way that the French broadcaster should be bringing French songs. It's kind of like the entire point of Belgium. Like if you have two broadcasters in each language, why are neither of them using their respective language? You might as well just get like the people from the German speaking people to come in because they
Why
do
not?
just as good a job.
Belgium sent in something a German challenge.
That would be hilarious. I would be here for it.
So would I.
And the Dutch have almost certainly sent a Dutch slash French song before Belgium, which is so funny.
It's fully absurd. What do you do
And
with that?
and if you're Belgium seeing that, you should be just like, oh yeah, we should have done that. And and I hope that if Cloud gets a good result, maybe they will.
Maybe I can
Because
imagine that. Like you do have some Belgians that do that, but I do know also that in Belgium it's a bit more split up. As in because also Wallonia and Flanders also generally have fully separate charts, and sometimes songs even get separate release dates on the French-speaking region and the Dutch-speaking region. Uh, which is
Shireen off the last Eurosong did a Dutch French song. It's
it,
possible.
it is possible. People can do it. Um, it is just interesting, as you say, and just strange. What is VRT doing?
I also think it was very funny how they advertised Lise as Meteor's sister. That was, I'm sure she loves that.
That is definitely what she was hoping for with that. Yeah, I do worry that they are if it continues like this with the language, even though it's not as bad as some other countries, I do fear we're sort of going the DMGP route with Eurosong, in the sense that talented Dutch language artists either never develop interest in this contest or lose interest in it, and they can just send in stuff in the Netherlands, because anyone with a vaguely Dutch language following in Belgium will also be popular in the Netherlands just by virtue of some of our festivals, and then grow through that. And that's not really something that Belgium should be aiming for. Also, something, if we're complaining about diversity of stuff, where's the rock music? Belgium has a pretty vibrant rock scene. They have some of the best rock festivals in the world, and it pains me to say as someone who's Dutch, but they really do. Where is it? Not even one band, and basically no one writing their songs themselves. I mean, love that Amira Roeland is back to write a song, but really? I mean, not that the self-penned songs partially are that good. Uh, I Returned to Air Balloon by Len.
Hmm. And maybe she chose the wrong song last time, so
She chose the wrong song
can't
this time,
trust her.
and this time she sent in a song that should have gone to Malta. I mean, it
Yeah,
positively about Pull Up. Like, that's not a negative critique, actually, but this could win Mesk,
yeah.
and nobody would have been too upset about it. Gray's definitely one of the better performers of this edition, I would say. So it's a shame it's with this song. I guess we need to talk about the elephant in the room, which is everyone's bit, except us two, has been raving about Strobe Lights by Red Sebastian. And that is seemingly the song that catapulted it up the odds because that's also the song that everybody was like, oh, the second week we'll have the better songs because Red Sebastian.
It's fine. It,
D-
it, it might come like 15th. It's not gonna win.
Do you think it will be going to
It's
Eurovision? Like, what do you think its odds are within?
I'd say decently high just because Belgium see that they'll see the people happy and saying, "Oh my God, this can win," and because they think they can win as well, they'll have it go and not win.
That's fair. I feel it might struggle because well, we have five out of the eight songs are co-written by Willem van der Stichelen. And that's one thing,
That's
but
funny.
not all the songs are equally distinct. And what I do think is a big difference between them, Fia Papa and Stroke Lights are both country bops, to put it in simple words. So they might cancel each other out a bit, and then you get something else to take the top spot in this competition. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say about this before the show because we know basically nothing because VRT loves to play its cards way too close
Yeah.
to the chest. But on that though, everyone, this has been the That Eurovision site, Eurovision with Slice of Life discussion about the pre-discussion about Belgian Eurosong, not to be confused with Irish Eurosong. If you liked this video or if you didn't, do leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you are the first to hear about all our other national final discussions, our national final reactions, and all the other Eurovision news. There's a lot happening these days. We also do roundups of all the news that's going on. If you prefer your information to be in the written word, we have a website, that eurovisionsite.com, where we have all this and a lot more that we're covering. If and if that's all too much, you can just get your headlines over on social media. We're basically everywhere as at that Eurosites. Don't forget to follow us on places like Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, Tumblr. This might go out as a podcast. And anyway, we also have a podcast. It's on slightly a break, but that means instead we're now uploading all our interviews there. So if you ever miss an interview, you can listen to our podcast. At that Your Podcast is our social media handle. Also, anywhere you get your social media fix. And you can find the podcast wherever you find your podcasts, which is, I don't know, for most people, it's I think Spotify by now, maybe Apple Music.
Probably.
Who even knows anymore? You can also listen to it on our website if you prefer. So why not? Why not do that? Daniel and I probably will be back to do a little post-mortem on Eurosong België whenever we get to that
Yay.
after the 1st of February. So until then, all I have to say is thank you so much for watching and listening, and tot ziens!
Bye.